Alright, we're going to try this again. What I'm doing here, I've got my Persona Studio One Pro 7 up on my computer here, and what we're going to do is we're going to create a beat in here. This is a new feature from Personas that has a built-in beat maker, if you will. Typically, I would have used a third-party program, created the beats, and then imported it into Studio One for making music. But we're gonna do it directly in here. So if you can see, I don't know how well this is gonna show up on the screen or anything, but what I have over here is my browsing window. I can open and close that with the browse button, and then here I have all my loops or on my computer. So what these loops are a lot of different types of just like here's a drum loop, and this is what you can preview it. Pretty weird drums, right? Little sequences here. Now I have about 30,000 sound fonts, so weaning through all this stuff does take a little bit of time, but I've got my favorites here and there. So let's throw this in here real quick and see if we can't just create a quick beat. There we go. There's some 80s feel. There we go. I'm going to get funky with it. So what I do is I find that loop, drag it on in here, and there it is. You can see up here the blue line that's on all of this. Let me scoot that over to 0. Now we're at the very beginning. This blue line, it's going to loop. And down here at the bottom, the shuttle controls, you can see that turns it on and off. But I want it to loop, so it's just going to get to the end. Here it's going to turn around to back to 1. Just repeat this over and over. Little turnaround beat. Kind of confusing. Let's get something a little bit more. There we go. Drag that one in there instead. Put it up there right underneath it, and I'm just going to go ahead and just delete this one. I don't like the way that one sounds anyway, so remove the track. Now I got this beat in here, and it will loop. So this is it, and at 114 beats a minute, this is what we get to work with. Want to hear the click track that goes along with it? There it is. So now we know how to get along with it. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So that's what I'm hearing in my head. What I could do here is highlight that track, hit Control D, duplicate. So we can back up here at the beginning, and you can see now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's do one more. So we got 8. And now our loop is a lot longer than it was. And you'll see how that helps here in a minute. So now it's just, instead of repeating that loop, it's just going to go on to the next one, the duplicated copy that we just put on there. So there's a beat, same thing over and over. Pretty boring, right? So we'll go in here and let's find something groovy. Within the millennial shift, there's drum loops. Let's find, they have some cool sequences in here. You can preview it as well. Exciting. Alright, so see how that will fit in there. We can just kind of make it happen. There we go. Now, so I by no means know what I'm doing here for this, but we'll put that in there on this first track. Here's what it sounds like with the music bed. There we go. So I can mix them. Here's our two channels here. You can basically highlight this one. It shows you down below on the mixer which fader is which. So we'll try this one. I'll bring that music down a little bit. This one. Now I'm going to tuck it back in there. Bring this one up to 0. There we go. Now I got some gain for it. And I'll bring that music back up. So there we go. A little drum beat, a little sequencer. Let's see what else. What else do we need? So there's just thousands and thousands and thousands of things in here that I could do. But let's close this down and let's see. How about a little fink funk here? There's some arpeggios and sequences here. Let's see what they got. There it is. Now throw that in there too. And what we'll do is we'll put that one on the next bar here. So the first one will have that first sequence on it, and the second set will have the second sequence. Now change. Get the idea. So it's a matter of putting all this together, and you know, if we had an idea in mind, a lot of times I'll just throw this stuff in here, and then I'll kind of hear the beat, hear the tempo, and hear a feel in my head. And after I put it all together, you know, I can spend hours on it. I come back, you know, daily and add stuff to it, whether I want to keep it or not. That's the thing that happens. So sometimes we just kind of throw it all away, but I don't know what I'm going to do for it right now. I'm just trying to show you, well, look how easy it is, right? Sure. How about, let's throw some heavy construction in there maybe? What do you think? Yeah. There we go. Good old job site. Let me throw that in there. So underneath all this stuff, you can see up here, I keep these really small so I can just keep stacking things on it too. But now we have a construction site underneath our music bed. And again, I highlight the channel up here to see which fader it is to control. It's the easiest way to navigate through it. Here it is. So let's go ahead and duplicate a couple of these things too. And then this one, we can just paint another one in there, I think. No. Okay, so, and I'm also trying to figure this out too. Control C, copy, bring it down here, drop the caret on 10, and Control V, paste it. There it is, and then I want to duplicate that one. So now we can run our construction site. Let's shorten that up a little bit. Just grab that loop and shorten it up here to the music bed that we have here. Now it's all about the same size. Enter takes it back to 0, spacebar play. So I'm going to drop these out. I can mute each individual track. And then there's our construction. Put sequence back on it. And there you go. It's a real quick drum beat. Thought I would just occupy 10 minutes of your life. Maybe when we come back later, it's going to be a song.